channel and welcome back to another reading vlog. This week I have a very embarrassing video to make. I will be swapping my screen time to read my most used app. I will be reading for those hours. When I checked my screen time, insane, diabolical. What am I doing? It feels like I spent all my hours on the apps. It's not their fault, it's mine. It's totally my fault because where is self-control? Where is accountability? Where is work? Where is work? I do a lot of things on my phone. I edit, I send emails, I text, but also I scroll a lot. Past week, from Monday to Friday was just insane. Today is Monday. I'm gonna set a timer every single day for those specific hours. I do have a couple of books that I want to finish, that I do want to pick up. So I'll definitely be mood reading throughout this vlog. I am in the middle of this book, which is The Girl with the Louding Voice by Abidari. I think in my last reading vlog, I was reading this book as well. I'm currently on chapter 28, 153 pages. We are following Aduni, who is a 14-year-old girl who is sold off in a way to marriage to marry this old man because her family is very, very poor. They don't have money for anything. So in order for them to get some money, the father decides to marry her off and she lives with this man. I think she is the third wife. The way that she's so young as the third wife, oldest child of this family is the same age as her. And she experienced some very painful stuff. I don't know the timeline. I don't know if it was like maybe 1980s, 1990s, or if it's still in the 2000s, like maybe 2010s or early 2000s. Because some of the things that are happening, I'm like, what timeline is this? Oh, we get to see Aduni and she is in this marriage. Something happens that caused her to run away. So now she's currently living in Lagos, and one of her ambitions or her aspirations is to be educated and become a teacher and educate more people and more girls. Reading this book, right, it feels like I'm Aduni. I'm also naive as her. She's from the village. Now she's in this big city. Everything is just like big, loud, glamorous. Something happened before she got to Lagos. I believed in a man. For like the 3 pages that I read, because I was like, that man is coming back. Like there is no way it's going to leave this young girl in this situation. That man left. That man left, and I was like, damn, you put your trust in a nigga, stupid hoe, how you figure? Like, I really felt so stupid. Get to see her now in Lagos. She is a servant to this big man and this big woman. They're very rich. I'm entertained, I don't want to lie. Also, another thing that I really, really like, and I feel like it's very refreshing with this book, is how the book is written. This book is written in Pidgin, which if you don't know, it's basically like broken English in the Nigerian way. And apparently, a lot of people didn't like that. I think it shows that Aduni is not an educated person, and we are hearing her voice. Her voice doesn't know how to structure proper sentences, so it only makes sense for her to speak like this, and I love that. I am enjoying it. There are some fun facts about Nigeria, which I think is fun. It's not only just telling us the story of this young girl, but we get to learn something about Nigeria that perhaps we've never learned before. This one I'm going to be mood reading books that are on my physical TBR, as well as just reading for those hours on my screen time. Since today is Monday, you still have some time. I think the most app that I did use on Monday was TikTok, and I think it was about 3 hours, if not 4 hours. I'm going to be reading for the next 4 hours. It's not going to be 4 hours straight. Maybe I'm going to do like 2 hours now and then 2 hours before I go to sleep. Let me get some reading done and then I'll talk to you guys later. these glasses. You know what, let me just take them off. I am back with a reading update. I'm currently on page 195, chapter 35. I think I was on chapter 28 when I started this book. I'm currently on 1 hour and 48 minutes. So that's how much that is left for me to read for just today. The feelings are still the same. I am enjoying this book. We are getting to know more of Aduni and her being in Nigeria working for this big madam who is abusive. Like, I can't stress how abusive this woman is. The thing that I was expecting to happen to her, it didn't, but it almost happened. And I was like, yeah, I knew not to be trusting another nigga. She only has like 2 friends now who are guiding her into making sure that she gets the education that she really wants. Please, I really be wanting my homegirl to go to school. Like, I want her to go to school. The chapters are very short. I love short chapters because they make me feel like I am getting through the book quite quickly. As a slow reader, it does make me feel good. And what this book is doing shows other people's struggles as well, and they are facing their privilege and making them see that they are privileged, bringing insights to hypocrites. I love how Aduni being naive, that innocence shows something that people never really think of. We'll take it a step further and find a deeper meaning into it. Everything is such a marvel to Aduni. Like, it's so new. Love how she's a sponge taking all of this information. And I'm also learning a couple of things about like Nigeria. It says fact: child marriage was illegal in 2003 by Nigerian government. Yet, an estimated 17% of girls in the country, particularly in the northern region of Nigeria, are married before the age of 15. The timeline of this book is actually 2014. Insane, diabolical because of the things that are happening. But yeah, I am enjoying the story. I am learning quite a few things, and I'm liking Aduni as our main character. I'll talk to you guys when I do have an update. Have I had a long day? Yes. Am I about to have a long night? Yes, because I'm very much dedicated to this. Today's Tuesday. Let me update you guys because I think I haven't updated you guys on anything. I haven't read a single page today. The time for today is actually insane. So last night I actually did finish my timer. Yay me. I'm currently on page 255. I started at 153 as I finished on 255. So I think I roughly read about like 102 pages in the 3 hours. Not bad. I could do better, obviously. This couple that Aduni is working for, the husband is such a bum. I don't think I have never read a Nigerian big man, and he's being big man on a woman's dime. On a woman's dime. Where is your pride? Are you not ashamed? Gosh, there is one scene that actually, like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm reading this. Going to church, this couple was going to church, Aduni is in the car with him, and then she asked, she's like, do you have money for offering? Like, you are not about to offer this man money for nigela. And he's just a good for nothing, and I cannot understand why Florence is still with him. It cannot be all in the name of love. It cannot be love to this point. She's basically sponsoring his life. He's it's like I think just Florence is ashamed. She's scared to leave this man. I guess like she will not be taken seriously. Being married and having children is still seen as the highest achievements. Like, Florence does run a shop. She is a successful woman. I think she doesn't want to divorce this man. She doesn't want to look bad in society. I think it's just that type of situation. I love that commentary, even though we don't stick to it a lot, but I love the commentary of that. And when you're down and down in goal, you always need someone who's gonna look at you and be like, girl, get up. Like, can always motivate you and uplift you and believe in you, even when like you do not believe in yourself. Aduni, there was a moment where she was overwhelmed by the feeling that Tia was believing in her so much. It's like, girl, what do you see in me? And also, I just think Adoni mentioned something, certain things that you do aspire to or want out of life because you've never had them, yet there are people who have those very things that you want and they take them for granted. Her comparing things that she used to do in the village and the people, and also the guilt she feels about like experiencing things. I don't know, it just made me wonder how like when you get to a certain place you always think about where you come from. I'm just rooting for Aduni to do all the things that she wants to do. I find her character to be very endearing. I adore her, even how she speaks and her smart mouth. For today for today I'm supposed to read for 7 hours. Last week Tuesday I spent 7 hours on TikTok. 7 hours. So I'm about to log in right now. I'm going to be finishing, and actually let me see how many pages are left. This I think on this book I'm gonna get a little glimpse of And So I Roar. Oh, I will. Oh my gosh, I will. 312. That's where this book ends, so definitely gonna finish this tonight. And I do have two books that are on my radar. I have a very in love feeling about like romance. I do have this one, Love in Lockdown by Chloe James. I hope this is dual POV. Please, can it be? Yes. Okay, it is dual POV. I love a dual POV because if it's just one POV, I just feel like the girl is pining over a guy and the guy does not care. Am I the only one who think like that? Like, because I need to know how down bad he is as well. She cannot be the only one who's down bad. You get what I'm saying? So I love a dual POV. Now, or going to pick up Night Bloom. As cousins, they grow up together, they're very close, and then something happens that kind of like tears them apart. Years later, their paths like cross again. They have to kind of like unpack the things that happened to them when they were young. But anyways, let me just stop doing this and lock in, because 7 hours, since it was 6 Manja, that means I can do it. I can do like midnight and sleep at like around 1. Kasi nga bengyap mo bengyap. Let me read. Finally done with this book, and what a story. I loved it so much. Like, it was a slow burn to tug at my heartstrings. I really love this book. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a beautiful story to tell. I love the writing and how Abidari decided to write this book. As I've explained, how much I found it very refreshing that she utilized broken English instead of like proper English, just to show us that you're hearing things from her voice. Not only knowing Adoni and the things that she thinks, but the things that she also experiences, especially like harsh things. Like, they did not go into details, but you got the idea. Like, and also loved how that was handled with care. Certain characters, you hated them, and then at some point you felt sorry for them. Well, at least I did. But except for the men, every single man in this book, every single man, oh my god. Anyways, I love the story, enjoyed it. Adoni's heart, yeah, she's a far better person than me. Oh, she deserves all good that is coming to her. When I read towards the end, like, I want to say the last 50 pages of this book had me. Actually, everything was perfect with this book, because even the mystery part of this book with the missing girl, or the disappearance of this girl that used to work for Florence, it was in the background, but it also showcased that Adoni was dealing with a lot of things, even though she was thinking about this person. I think there were so many things that were taking priority on her mind. I just loved how that was shown to us. I understand why it was not a focal point, as if like she was trying to play detective. And as I've said before, men in this book are not good people. I don't know why I'm shocked. I don't know why I'm shocked. What am I gonna pick up next? I'm not gonna pick Night Bloom. Updates on the time. I think I'm left with like 5 hours and 10 minutes, which is amazing. Oh my gosh, this book is so floppy. 5 hours and 10 minutes left, so we'll see how much I actually can get through. I'm glad that I even read and I was able to actually finish this book, so yay me. We'll see how many pages or how many hours I can do. I think at some point I will want to sleep, guys, because what am I doing? But also now me 7 hours. Anyways, child, I hope the writing is amazing, because I'm expecting just all sunshine, golden retriever. I want some love. I want a good tension as well, you know? Yo, I hope I'm used solely because honestly, I am in the mood to fall in love, guys. Like, do they have short chapters? It's not short chapters, guys. Anyways, let me stop talking and let me get into reading. I'll speak to you guys. I always love dedications. This one, it says, to Marianne, Grace, Madeline, and Francesca with love. I like being alone, but I want someone to be alone with, if that makes sense. Yes, that does make sense. let me read. Morning, good people. Today is the next day. It is the third day. Today is Wednesday. I have 3 hours and 3 hours and 33 minutes that I need to finish from yesterday because I slept. Like, I tried to push through, but I slept. But I did start lock in. That's because I need to lock in. Anyways, I did start Love in Lockdown by Chloe James. I'm currently on page 37, so I'm not really far. I don't want to give the synopsis as yet. I need to finish the 3 hours because, to be honest with you, it's bothering me and my homegirls that I didn't finish last night. But I don't think that's a failure because I'm going to finish the 3 hours today. And then also I need to start the timer for today. I fear it's only gonna get worse from here. When actually the 3 hours from yesterday is finished, I'm gonna come back and give you guys an update. But I really just wanted to tell you that it's Wednesday day and I didn't finish the hours from last night, and I did start a new book. So let's get right into it. I'll talk to you guys later. Guys, I'm back. I literally just finished the 3 hours. I'm currently on page 126 of this book. I'm not having fun. At all. And this one we are following Sophia and Jack. These two kind of met in the prologue. So I don't want to say it's a meet cute. They just see each other. They just bumped into each other. We see each other, and then that's that. And then it's fast forward to present day, where I think this is 2020 when lockdown began. So that it should be around February, March, going to April. Let me tell you, I thought this book would be the and I don't know why I thought of that because it's literally in the title. But I had thought that the lockdown and the effect of the lockdown would literally be in the background, and I would get to know the characters and their story. Just them not seeing each other, not meeting, will be part of the story, but it wouldn't be. It's too soon. Sophia made a joke about something, she was speaking to her sister and she made a joke about something. She was like, oh yeah, that will only happen in 2025, and 2025 was last year. Corona 2020, the lockdown itself is a lot here, and I don't think I'll be able to carry on. Characters, I'm not interested in them, to be honest with you, and I'm not interested in the story, and it is such a bummer. I'm not gonna DNF it because I do like to finish what I start. I will definitely be getting back to it at some point, but I really just wanted to finish my 3 hours. I don't like it hanging over my head. I don't know if this is a good idea because the font here is actually tiny. I have decided to pick up Night Bloom by Piso Azomedi. So I'm going to focus on this. I will start the timer. I think for today, I do need to read about for 7 hours, if it's not 8 hours. Hopefully, I will be able to do it. Maybe I'll do 4 hours now and then 4 hours before I go to bed so that I don't take it to tomorrow because I don't want to do that. I will talk to you guys when I do have an update, or just to give you guys a synopsis of what this book is about. guys, I am back with an update of Night Bloom. Great updates. I'm currently on page 73, but I feel like I have read so much. The tiny font is not making me feel good, and I feel like we have gotten so much context. But before I tell you what it is about, I think the update is that now I'm left with like 3 hours and 40 something minutes. Let's talk about the book. Okay, so Night Bloom. So this one we are following Akofa and is it Selassie? Yeah, I think it's Selassie. These two cousins who were born on the same day. So they basically kind of grew up together. Their families were like neighbors. It's just like a series of bad things that keep happening, especially on Ilyssa's family. And then she has to move away. They're so different. But it's like their difference only gets worse as they are growing up. And even though they are different, but they're still very close and they don't let outside like extended family, even their mothers, they don't let that kind of like competition get into them when they were kids. How things were happening and how they are growing up and how Silas was acting out towards Akofa and her family. You saw how much that impacted Akofa and how even though Akofa tried by all means to not let the other voices kind of like interfere or taint the relationship that she had with her cousin, she still loved her very much and still wanted her to be in her life and include her in everything that she does. But the more they were far apart from each other, the worse the distance got, the more you saw how different they are and how different their lives are, and it's like they couldn't relate to each other. I was not expecting what happened to be what caused them to be not in connection. Seeing things from Akofa's point of view, the silent departure from each other's lives, it felt very much like an unrequited love type of situation, and she didn't understand why. The reason why even this synopsis might just feel like all over the place is because I've gotten so much information. I think that is the beauty of Piso Atsomedi's writing, the way that she gives you a lot of context and at the same time that she's telling you the story is amazing. It's like you are watching television. It's like I'm watching like a soap or a movie. I am so hooked. Her writing is so good. Intrigued just to see Akofa. A part of me is rooting for her, because what Selassie is doing is like, girl, why are you doing that? But hopefully they will be able to find their way to each other so that they'll be able to impact certain situations that happen and have conversation, be able to listen to each other and how they felt, because I feel like Akofa really hid a lot of her feelings towards Selassie because she didn't want to hurt her. She's going through a lot, and it's like, I understand that if she had voiced out how she felt, it would have like added something on top of all of the things that Selassie was going through. So I feel like she doesn't give a flying fuck. What is the underlining thing that I'm getting here, right? The impact of adults in a child's life or in children's life and the things that they say, even when they are just sharing about their experiences. I'm making an example with Akofa's mom. She experienced something very painful when she was young, and because she didn't want that to happen in her marriage and also to her child, she's very much protective of everything that they have. That could seem as if you are hoarding the blessings that you have been given. That was the underlining conversation. Really, really loved that, because I think that is something a lot of people do not talk about when someone is successful and everybody is feeling entitled to that person's success. Feel like that person needs to pay back everybody who had a hand. I see the effect of that, and I love that the conversation is brought. Just also seeing the love and protection that Akofa's mom has towards her, an interesting thing to see. Like, I think they have such a good relationship, and considering that this is an African mom, I've never necessarily read a relationship where an African mom and daughter are getting along. Akofa has never really said that the dreams that her mom has enforced on her, she never really wanted them, but it's like it's all she's ever known. I always think about these things. I'm like, was it really your dream or did it become your dream? They seem like they have a good relationship, so I like seeing that. There's a good for nothing man that is mentioned here, and there is so much that we have been shown. I'm just like, what more are you going to tell us? But I'm very excited for it because I know it will be good. Yeah, the pen is penning. I'm gonna finish those 3 hours, and then if I am enjoying the book, I'll definitely carry on. I'll talk to you guys later when I do have an update, or just to let you know how far I am with my challenge. Guys, I'm left with like 2 hours, and I feel like I've been reading longer for an hour. Well, it's actually been like 2 hours. So much has happened. Just started part two, which is Selassie's part. And because I have been reading POV of Akofa, I hadn't thought about Selassie's POV in a while. Okay, so Medi's writing is so good to a point that I don't think about anything else being in the story. Like, I don't think about wanting to be in another person's POV. I don't even think about picking up my phone. Everything is just coming as a surprise because it's that captivating. The storytelling is amazing. The structure of it all, it's so beautiful. It's flowy. It's, oh my gosh, I love it so much. This might be a 5-star. But I don't want to speak too soon because I'm literally just like, I'm starting chapter 9. The only downside of this book, it's literally the tiny font. Yeah, anyways, I just got to chapter 9, which is we are starting Selassie's part. And I tell you that a lot has happened. We have gotten to see Akofa from university and kind of like venturing into a different career and grieving the dreams that she had. As when I tell you that after the updates that I gave you, things just spiraled. I think only one good thing happened to Akofa. Things was just spiraling. What Peace has done here is take us in a b-roll of Akofa's life and the things that she has done. Basically, it was like one thing was a catalyst to just like the spiral of everything or the collapse into her perfect life that she had. There's a lot that goes on in this book. It just catches me off guard when it makes me think about my own life. It's like how Akofa has been thinking about Celis. In certain moments of her life, she really wishes her cousin was there. In certain moments, she thinks about Celis. From her point of view, Celis really treated her family wrongfully. Now that I'm about to get Celis' point of view, I'm really thinking, what if something happened to her when she was young, like Celis, right? Or she saw something that caused her to become that way. And I know what I had said. Because of so many things that have happened, I'm like, what if? I'm just so intrigued and so interested to, like, after this update, guys, I'm literally not going to talk to you because I'm literally going to finish this book even after my timer is finished. Like, so excited to get into Celia's point of view and just to see what actually happened from her POV. I'm left with like 2 hours, which is like an hour and like 50 minutes. To be honest with you, I'm not sure how many pages I've read. Like, that's how much locked in I am. I'm not sure how many pages I've read like the past like 6-7 hours. I've made a lot of progress in my opinion. But yeah, let me get back into reading and I'll talk to you guys. I might talk to you guys tomorrow, to be honest. Okay, so good night. Today is a Thursday and it's later in the day and I have read so much, guys, and today was actually not so bad in terms of hours. I'm supposed to read for like 4 or like 5 hours, and tomorrow, which is Friday, I'm supposed to read for like 7 hours. I think it's like 6 hours and like 50 something minutes. What I have decided to do, actually kind of like cheat. What I decided to do is that last night when I did finish my timer, then I did carry on reading. I read for about an hour 30 minutes, so I will be taking that hour and 30 minutes to today, so I'm gonna minus that to my timer. But today I've already like read quite a bit, hour and 30 minutes as well. We have like 3 hours off just for today, so I will read for the 1 hour that is left, carry on reading, and whatever time I have for today, I will be taking it tomorrow because tomorrow is also quite a busy day. Let me just tell you where I'm at. Okay. I do remember telling you guys that I will see you tomorrow because the book was just so good, like couldn't put it down. I'm currently on page 271. So now that we're on Selassie's part, when I was reading Selassie's parts, the one thing that I kept thinking about was saying that there's always 2 sides to a story and 1 truth. How Selassie saw the same events that they both experienced, and how Selassie saw those events completely different. Piso Adomedi. What a writer. Honest with you, I am failing to be neutral because I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't know who to choose. And also as a reader, I don't have to choose. I can just accept the story as it is. Seeing things from Selassie's point of view, I'm also was able to explore other themes as well. Like with Akofa, we explored a lot of themes of living in a certain kind of privilege and having certain kind of pressures. Akofa didn't work for a lot of things that she got, but up until she had to be in America, that's when she actually understood the definition of hard work. So realizing that sometimes when you do work really hard, you don't reap what you sow. And then when we get to Selassie's parts, we get to see a wholly different person who grew up struggling. Life was just very hard, and she had to work super hard to get like sweat, blood, and tears to get everything that she has. Right, it's okay that those burdens were put on you, because now look at where you are. It's just that whole conversation of like people, family members telling you those things, a little bit of religion. Yeah, there's just like a lot of things that have been put here. I was right, something did happen to Selassie, something that they had to go through. But when you are young, sometimes you don't know any better, and sometimes you don't know when you want the other person to see you, but they also want to be seen as well and understood. But hopefully they will be able to talk to each other, like confront you, and so on and so forth. I know that I enjoyed how much it gives us a lot of context, but at the same time I feel like it's a lot to consume all at once. I love and dislike that at the same time, because as a reader sometimes could drag the story, but also I think I do need the context. I'm going to read for however long. Hope you guys are still enjoying this video, and I hope it's not. Hi guys, today is Friday and today is the last day of this reading challenge. Right now it's like later in the day, it's like in the afternoon, like late-ish in the afternoon, and today I haven't done any reading, but I did get a lot of reading yesterday. Like I got a lot of reading, and I'm so glad that I did that. Like my hours, even though I didn't track it, just read. And the book that I was reading it on my phone. Today no reading will be done. I will just be closing off this vlog because I feel like it has been very long. I did finish Night Bloom by Piso Atomedi. I love this book. I absolutely loved it, and I feel like when I did finish it, I did sit with it for a while, just kind of like going through my thought process. It left a very heavy weight on me. I don't know why specifically. I don't know if maybe it was a lot of information that I was consuming during this book, or just the story in itself. I love the story. I love how it was told. I love seeing these two women who were once close, but because of certain circumstances they drifted apart, and even though they were banded by something very traumatic that happened to both of them, but we kind of see how they both fight this traumatic thing in different ways. To say the last 70 pages of this book were dragging me along. It is like a lot of information to consume all at once. I think at the beginning I loved that. I love seeing that, but once I got to like part 2, and then I went to part 3, I guess I was not interested in certain parts. Yeah, overall I think I give this book like a 4-star, or like a 4.25. I really enjoyed it. I think the writing is amazing. It did definitely try to do a lot of things all at once, but the story in itself is amazing. I love the prose of it all, the themes that were talked about, how racism was handled, how corruption was spoken about, how trauma can quiet thing to go through, family politics, whether that is politics in America or politics in Ghana. But yeah, overall definitely enjoyed this book. It was really good. It is a book that I would recommend. I think a lot of people would enjoy this writing. I did as well. So after I finished that one, because I had a very heavy feeling, I wanted something cute, something mindless, and last weekend I binged watch Off Campus like in 3 days. That kind of like series has been on my mind. I read it quite a long time ago. Score was my favorite. Like I remember reading The Deal. I do remember reading The Mistake, but it wasn't like my favorite. That like I feel like the series has done the books so much justice, if not more. After everything the series has done, I was thinking about that series quite a lot, and obviously I was thinking about my fave. And because now the characters for Ali and Dean are so perfect, they were taken from the book and they were brought to life. Because of that, I am rereading The Score and I am enjoying it so far. I think I'm kind of 32% now where I'm at. This one we're following two college kids. It's a sport romance, friends with benefits. So Ellie just broke up with her long-term boyfriend and she's not looking for anything serious, as she just wants to have fun. And Dean is a fun guy. Dean is the fun guy, and we get to see them kind of like explore their relationship. It turns into something more in a very subtle and beautiful way. That's what I ended up reading because I didn't set up the timer. I don't even remember how long it took me to like get into 32%, but all I know is that I read. So for Friday, it's not gonna be anything. I think I kind of like failed. I failed this challenge. I did 4 out of 5, so in my opinion I feel like I did great. I don't even know how many pages I've read in like total, but I reach for my phone less now. I think it's because I have a target to reach, so I need to like I need to read. Do a rapid fire of the books that I've read in this vlog, which is The Girl with the Loud Voice by Abidari. I was in the middle of this book when I started this vlog and I finished it. Absolutely love this book. I am rooting for Aduni. Cannot wait to read And So I Roar so that I can like explore more of her story. So yeah, that's the first book. Is Love in Lockdown by Chloe James. This is a soft DNF for now. I did reach up until 137 of this book. It was the second book. And then we did start and finish Night Bloom by Piso Azumedi, which was also a very fantastic, nice read. I think this one did take up most of my reading time, and I did start of The Score by L. Kennedy. Total, I will say it's 2.5 because 2 books are in the middle of them. Let me know if you have read any of these books down in the comments below. Let's have a chat about it. Let me know what you guys are reading in the comments. And yeah, if you have reached up until this point, let's put a clock if you have reached up until this point, just to show that you are a real one. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in my next one. Mwah. Bye.